This is a little bit of a left turn, but I think it's important, and it's something I wanted to address, which is you lost probably your best friend in the world recently, Mr. Don Rickles. And you and Don, this fascinated me. True story, I had never met Don before. This is before he came on my late night show. But I've been doing the late night show for a couple of years, and I'm with my wife, and we're going to get on a plane, I think, to go from either New York to LA or LA to New York. And we get on the plane, and I'm putting my luggage in the overhead compartment, and I just hear, Jesus. Jesus. And I'm stuffing, and I'm thinking, what's going on? I'm not looking, and I just feel, oh, God, they let anyone on this plane. And I'm not recognizing the voice, and I'm thinking, someone's trying to be funny, and they're like, God. And they let the Irish in, and the whole plane goes to shit. And I turn, and Don Rickles is sitting in the seat behind me, heckling me as I'm trying to get my stuff into the overhead compartment. And I mean, my heart, I was so happy that he really was that guy. And then, over the years, he'd come on the show and I got to know him, but remembered finding out that you two were best friends, and I thought, these are two of the funniest people ever, but so completely different. Their acts are so completely different. They're on each temper. I found it almost impossible. What an odd couple you two were.
I guess. I made him laugh. He made me laugh. Our wives got together. Don always said that was the key. The wives are the key.
Right.
We had a memorial service in June for Don. Don wanted it to be, understandably knowing Don, about laughter. He didn't want it to be morose.
Yeah.
He wanted to. So we made several trips, vacations with Don and Barbara. And I put together a clip of some of the vacations that we had over the years. He was a wonderful man. I think I'm still in denial. I think I'm still waiting for the phone to ring and ha, pal. And, but more and more realizing it's not going to happen. But these are 3 vacations that.
These are personal.
These are home movies.
And are you narrating these, or are you just showing them?
No, I think the narration.
It's there.
Speaks for itself. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's take a. This is pretty special. Thank you for sharing these with us, and let's take a look.
Venice was one of Don's favorite destinations. We were in Venice one day. The girls were shopping, and Don and I were hanging out on one of the side canals when I noticed a newsstand about 100 yards away. So I went down to get an international edition of the Herald Tribune. Some American tourists happened to be there, and I spent some time with them talking. I came back to where Don and I were, but there was no Don. And then I heard a psst. See, Newhart, you're gonna ruin the trip. I mean, if you talk to people, you're gonna ruin the trip. I said, but they were very nice people. They knew my TV show, and we talked about it. Oh, again with a TV show. You think you're the only person with a TV show? Well, I'm the only person in this group with one, yeah. Oh, all right, I won't talk to anyone if it's going to ruin the trip. That night we went to a bar in Venice. I picked a very secluded booth where no one would ever notice us. There were people in the next booth. All of a sudden, Don stands on one of the leather seats, and looking into the next booth, he says to him, "Hey, gang, where you from?" And he yelled out, "New York." I yelled at Don, "I thought we weren't supposed to talk to anyone." Don said, "They're from New York." I said, "That's different?" He said, "Yeah, you always talk to people from New York." I was always shooting the videos, so I'm not in many of the videos. We were in Lake Como near Milan, and the four of us were walking away from the hotel on the beach, but it was a pebble beach, not a sand beach. And we stopped to get a video of a very picturesque spot. So I took out my camcorder dutifully, and Barbara said, no, wait, Don has learned how to work a camcorder. I said, you're kidding. She said, no, Don has had several lessons. So Ginny and Barbara and I, we line up, and Don shoots it. Now we're walking back to the hotel. I'm thinking to myself, this is probably a stupid question, but I gotta ask. I gotta ask it. Don, you turned off the camera, right, when you shot just now? Don said, what? I said, after you stopped shooting, Barbara and Ginny and I, you turned off the camera, right? Don said, you have to turn it off. This is the film we saw when we get back to the room.
That was fantastic. This has been...
I lost a friend. We all lost a friend, the great Don Rickles.
Yeah.